What's up? What's up? Back at the Frost Buddy podcast, the greatest show on earth. I know you're fired up to be back, and I'm Brock, your awesome host, also the co-founder of Frost Buddy, and we got a great episode because you know what? Got up early today, got outside, looked at the mountains a little bit, and also got to listen to Andy Frisella, and so that got me a little fired up. So I was like, you know what? It's early, 10:20 for me doing a podcast. I think it's the earliest I've ever done one, but you know what? I was just feeling it. And we got a good topic today because, we're just sick of some people. We're sick of society, right? Isn't that right, Scott? We're just sick of the culture that the United States has. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it and a little bit about my thoughts. And quite frankly, I think this could help some people because it's affecting a lot of us out there. So, today we're going to talk about why you should be yourself. Okay. And why should you just not take anything less than just being completely true to who you are, what you believe in, what you stand for. And that's how you should live your life. Because today we have this culture in the United States, and it's like this one side, this left side has tried to silence the majority in every which way they could possibly do it. Right. And they have just completely made it almost seem evil to be yourself or to have any of your own thoughts and your own opinions, which is what the government wants, which is what everyone wants. And I'm so sick of it. And a lot of other people are sick of it, but it got to hit me. And I was like, why are we not talking about it? No one's talking about it because they've made us scared to talk about it. And so, more of us need to stand out. More of us need to talk about it. So when I go out there and I'm like, hey, I come from a Catholic family, very Catholic Christian family. I'm a very conservative person when I come from that. And, so I have two values right away that are actually great freaking values, makes great people. It's how I will raise my children, how I'll raise my family, how I would, want my family to be. Comes from great values. But yet in society, you tell people that, oh, I'm a Christian and I'm a conservative. And all of a sudden you're like the worst person on earth, right? Hell, they'll probably think you're racist just because you're conservative, which is the dumbest thing in the entire world. But when you say that, there's about 10% of the United States that will call out at you, right? And there's about 75% of the United States that probably agrees with me, that probably feels the same way and has most of the same morals and values. But there's such a massive, massive percentage of that group that won't say anything when the others are trashing, when the others are hating. And so until we start to see and hear from people like-minded, like us, that are going to actually stand up, have a backbone, and say what we believe in, like, yes, I believe Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. God, sue me, right? That's so bad, isn't it? And yes, do I vote on the right side? Absolutely. Do I agree with more of those things? Absolutely. And that's okay. If you don't agree with it, if you don't like it, if you don't like how the morals and the values line up, then that's fine, right? Don't listen, don't follow, don't do any of that, because it comes to a point where if I'm not going to be myself, if I'm not going to be true to who I am, then I'm going to lose myself in the process. And quite frankly, I'm not going to get any diehard followers that way either. I'm not going to get people. The amount of people that probably, when they hear that I am, hear what I believe in and hear that, there are so many more people that agree with you than even say so, right? And they will start to follow, they will start to listen, and they will agree. And as I start to stand up for myself, as I start to express, what I stand for, it gives other people the courage to do the same. And that's, quite frankly, that's what Real AF has done for me, and that's what I want to hope to do for more people. And it's a domino effect. And as we all start to stand up, that's when we can take back the majority and take back what they've been trying to silence for, the last 3, 4, 5, well, they've been trying to silence it forever, but it's really been noticeable in the last 3, 4, 5 years. So, I think I'm at a point now where it's like, you gotta be true to who you are. If I'm not true to who I am, then what am I really doing? Because there are so many people out there. Even think about this. if I have a podcast that has 50,000 listeners an episode, that's a crazy amount for a podcast, right? Like, that's some real reach. Like, if I get 50,000 people that I'm like, I am individually touching 50,000 people, they're listening to my voice. Now, do that math, divide it by the amount of people in the United States of America. It's such a minuscule percentage of people, but guess what? That's 50,000 people that agree with you, and they love that you stood up for what you believe in and that you're true to your values. And when it's with Frost Buddy, I want to do the same thing, stay true to the values and stay true to what we believe in, because if not, then what are we really doing it for? Because in my opinion, it would be doing a disservice to my family, my community, my faith, and everything else in my life if we're not true to who we are. We can't let people stand on us. We can't let people tell us what to do. We can't let people dictate how we publish things out into social media, out into the public. Because the second we do that is the second they win, and the second that they get to give off the perception that our country stands in a certain area, right? They believe a certain way, when it's, quite frankly, probably the complete opposite of what they want everyone else to think. If you would go overseas right now with what they see in the media and what they see online about America, they would tell you what they think, and you would be like, wow, that is so far from the truth of who the people actually are. But that's what they want you to think. That's the narrative they've written, and it just takes more and more of us. So I can do my part by standing for what we believe in. And when people comment, when people trash on you, you know what? Just say, F you. Don't listen to me. Don't follow me. That's fine. Goodbye. Because all I need is a small group of people that completely agree with what I'm saying and feel the same way and are glad that someone's saying it, to where maybe if I give one person the courage, that's enough. If I give one person the inspiration, that's absolutely enough. And if someone doesn't buy a Frost Buddy, let's say, because, oh, I, as a person, align with the right side and I am faithful, then by God, so be it. We don't want that person. We don't need that person as a customer, because that's just not the culture that we're trying to build. And it's not a culture we need, because as soon as we do that, as soon as we don't stand for who we are, and now you have all of these people that completely disagree, but they're all in your culture, let's say, well, now look what happens. There starts to be arguments. There starts to be controversy. There starts to be just chaos erupting within the culture, and it's not good for anyone. It's unhealthy. It's toxic. And quite frankly, if you look at the country, it's kind of where it's at. It's just toxic, and you can't say anything about politics, about religion, about anything like that without it just blowing up. And someone just crying, and someone coming at you, and someone saying this and that, and have more feelings. And by God, oh God, it just pisses me off, really. I remember a very specific point in time. There was a friend that told me that I had a large ego, right? And when people tell you that, they'll tell confident people this. They'll try to bring you down, because they're like, oh, like, you're so egocentric, you're so egotistical. But it could not be farther from the truth. Because when you have people that truly know you, that truly get to know you, and if you're a high achiever, absolutely, when I sit down at this desk or when I go to play a game, I absolutely think that I'm the best thing there is, because I have to. Because I'm like, yeah, that's great. You can tell me I have a big ego, but I'm doing things that you would never do, that you would never try to do, because you're scared, because you don't have an ego. You should have an ego problem. You really should. Because if you don't think you're the greatest thing there is, then what's going to happen? You're just going to get walked all over. You're not going to stand for anything that you believe in, and you're not going to make any ground. Great. What? You got 10 people or 100 people that think you're a really nice person. Great. That's fine. But are you going to make any change? Absolutely not. Because people can walk all over you. They know they can walk all over you. So when you tell me I have an ego, yeah, I absolutely have to, because when we have as many followers, as many subscribers, as many customers, hell, as many employees as we have, if I don't have that, if I don't have that much self-confidence in myself to keep going, when we get just shit on over and over and over, we'd never go anywhere. We'd shut it down. Frostbuddy would fail. I would fail, and nothing would get done. So you absolutely have to have that. I'm sorry. Yeah, you could be nice. God, I'm not saying to be a dickhead. I'm saying this is more an internal ego. But they perceive it. It's how they perceive it. It's so backwardsy. Because they want me to be nice, right? And yes, I can be completely nice to you. I can be nice to your face. I don't have to be a dickhead at all. But if you want to change who I am truly as a person in terms of drive, in terms of not caring about what anyone else thinks about me, that's when I'm going to have a problem, though. Because the second you try to change someone, like I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I shouldn't have to change. Can I be nice? Absolutely. But when I sit down and when internally, can I think I'm the best there is? Absolutely. When I wake up to 10 million problems that happened overnight because we have people working overseas, absolutely. I need to have so much confidence that we're going to be able to solve the problems, that we're going to be able to keep going, and that I can't care about what people tell me. I can't care about what people say about me on TikTok, on social media. It does not matter because I know who I am. The people closest to me know who I am, and that's really all that matters. So for anyone listening, for anyone that needs something, just stick true to who you are. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people tell you who to be, what to think, how you feel, and don't apologize. Don't feel bad for what you believe in and how you were raised, because that's you. That's what makes the world go round. That's what makes America truly great, is the different set of opinions, the different set of beliefs, and that people can have conversations, people can talk and work together while still disagreeing. That's what makes it great. Not everyone being the same. So stand up, believe in what you believe, be yourself, go freaking dominate.